One of the problems of marketing to children is childhood sexualization. The first obstacle many children face is robbery of childhood. This then leads to a societal pressure of being sexy at a young age. As their perception of beauty changes and the pressures increase, exploitation surfaces, leading to detrimental consequences such as sexual abuse, anorexia, bulimia, and even death.
Sexualized messages are prevalent across a variety of mainstream media that target children, including TV, the internet, games, movies, music, and magazines. The marketing industry spends over $17 billion in just the marketing sector alone on children. They know kids from ages 2 to 11 see more than 25,000 advertisements a year on TV alone. Unfortunately, children at this age are not capable of understanding the marketing sector's persuasive intent to make them consumers at an early age, not to mention the long-term effects.
Childhood culture has changed dramatically.
Kids, this is a toy you've got to have.
Look at the fun Debbie and Andy are having with these realistic ride-em toys.
Although it's true there was advertising to children back in the 1950s, the 1960s, even in the 70s, the amount of it was very confined in comparison to today.
You want to get a clean teeth.
From the time children come into the world, everyone's trying to make them a consumer.
Kids are being marketed to through brand licensing, through product placement, through viral marketing in schools.
We're going to get new equipment and stuff, and McDonald's people are going to give us money.
There's DVDs, there's video games, there's the internet, there are iPods, there are cell phones where you can download video.
Watch videos, catch cast interviews, interact with a favorite Wildcat.
There's now ad for books, and there are ad for songs.
Not just ads, not just games, they're ad for games.
Hotels are marketing to kids, and car companies are marketing to kids, even airlines, are marketing to kids.
Sending one lucky winner to Hawaii, courtesy of Hawaiian Airlines.
Kids have far more influence today, and it adds up to about $1 trillion every year. That's a big business.
What we have is the rise of 360-degree immersive marketing, where they try and get around the child at every aspect, at every avenue.
They go into supermarkets with them and film exactly how they look at a product, pick it up, put it back down, the way they move around a supermarket. They film them on the playground. They film them in school. They film them eating breakfast. They film them going into their closet and deciding what to wear.
What are the things that you need that aren't in here?
I need a lot
of... They film them talking to their friends. They organize little friendship circles and film what they're doing. They even follow them into the bathroom. It's creepy. It's just absolutely creepy.
Their goal is to insinuate their brands into the fabric of children's lives.
Can I help you?
Yeah, here to see this?
Go ahead.
So the philosophy becomes cradle to grave. Let's get to them early. Let's get to them often. Let's get to them as many places as we can get them. And our goal is not just to sell them products and services, but to turn them into lifelong consumers.
My Jimmy Choo flip-flops. Where is my pink Prada tote? I need my Tiffany hairband. Then I can go for a quote.
We're creating a future generation of super consumers.
I want more.
That's the basic consumer identity. It's shallow, it's about me now, and it's about me and these things.
More than half of teens report getting some or most of their information about sex from television. Not only is this affecting girls, but boys exposed to violent sex on television, including rape, are less likely to be sympathetic to female victims of sexual violence, which poses the question, how is marketing robbing childhood?
The sexual images bombarding our children are causing disturbing changes in their behaviour.
Unprecedented rates of anxiety and mental health problems have experts warning children are being robbed of their childhood.
Children can't escape it. Sexual images from music videos, magazines and the internet, leading to what researchers describe as an alarming trend of children copying what they think is normal.
Little girls sexting with their mobile phones from the age of 8 up, that is taking inappropriate photos of themselves, topless and so on, sending extremely sexually explicit messages.
Even worse, watching in groups and by texting explicit images to each other, children are exposed to porn at an increasingly young age. Overseas figures, experts believe are mirrored here, show by the age of 12, 70% of boys and 53% of girls have seen pornography. By age 15, that's increased to 100% of boys, and 96% of girls by age 16 have been exposed to porn.
We're seeing a dramatic change in behaviour, a loss of empathy, a lack of understanding of the impact on themselves and others, as we saw with the ADF case.
Doctors say kids are being robbed of their childhood.
Increasing rate of child-on-child sexual abuse, for example, and much of this seems to relate to the images that they're seeing on the internet.
The nation's top experts will present their findings at the Right to Childhood conference in Sydney tomorrow, and it's not just for parents and teachers. The advertising industry is being urged to attend to understand the harm being done to children.
Their sense of self, their overall well-being and how they're going to turn out as adults is placed at great risk.
Embedded in these sexualized images are harmful messages that equate personal value with sexual appeal and turn sex into a commodity. It also has diminished children's capability to play creatively as they once did. Girls, for example, play with the best-selling Bratz doll, which is a hippier, sexier version of Barbie. Pop culture has had a great influence in childhood sexualization, as you will see in the following video.
I think there's a real compelling argument to be made that it's priming them for sexualization when there's just one form of play that they do for 3 years, and it's all about being the prettiest of them all and the fairest of them all. That becomes problematic. It goes really quickly from being the prettiest little girl to needing to be the hottest little girl.
We have to become bustier at an earlier age. We have to be very skinny at an earlier age.
We targeted the 10 to 13-year-old age group, and very quickly we found that this was too late. Now we work with 9-year-olds, and it's so important because at earlier and earlier ages, girls are pressured to be adult. They're not allowed to be kids for long anymore.
If you're 13 today and you are an adolescent needing to figure out what it means to be female, and you're going to sift through all that's on offer by the culture, you only have one way of being female, the kind of Britney Spears, Paris Hilton image, which is this hyper-sexualized view. You have to either buy into that image or you're going to choose invisibility for yourself. And you know what? It is developmentally out of step with adolescents to choose invisibility.
Boys are completely steeped in this culture where girls' sexuality becomes a performance, and it distorts their view of what they're supposed to want and what they're supposed to look for in a girl.
The boy I was sexting was in grade 8. He thought it would be funny if he'd send it to 10 of his friends. My heart just dropped. I was like, how many people have seen me like this?
Adults do so much hand-wringing because they look at individual girls and oftentimes their parents and say, how could you do such a thing? Why would you do such a thing? And it's not shocking to me at all. I mean, if you look across our culture, everything is saying promote yourself, flaunt yourself, exhibit yourself. If young people weren't picking up on that message, they're missing the dominant mainstream message to young people today.
Girls are just growing up so quickly, and boys are, and everyone's looking at porn now because it's so available to everyone, and the romance is still there. Yeah. There's no romance there.
The girls are really feeling that. And they're holding out this hope that in spite of all the porn, in spite of all the requests that are being made on them, somewhere in there, there's still the possibility of romance. There's still the possibility of mystery and love and passion.
Due to the abundance of marketing and media on this issue, children are having difficulty reaching a healthy sexual development, which leads to early promiscuous behavior. But to marketing, this is exactly how they are luring them to be more brand-conscious consumers. Teens between the ages 13 and 17 have over 145 conversations about brands per week and spend about $159 billion a year. Several popular shopping destinations for teenagers in Tennessee include Aeropostale, Aerie, Hollister, and Victoria's Secret Pink Collection.
Let me see. Hang your coat up, hang your coat up. Lock the doors up, lock the doors up. Let the steam rise, dim the spotlights. Alright, alright. Are you ready to let it go tonight? Tonight. Do your own thing, with your own thing. Shake your hip bones, get in full swing. Ooh, guess who is watching now? Looking wild, flashing with me. Skin to skin, body to body. Dead up and let me see. Nudity. Time to strip down, time to strip down. Just pop it, sip it for me and then work that thing out. Just expose that, cause you know it's alright, alright. Are you ready to let it go tonight? Let go, here we go. Just let it slip inside. That's right, here we go. One button at a time. Who cares who sees tonight? Looking wild, flashing with me.
In summary, childhood sexualization is an increasing social concern that requires attention from our culture due to the fact that our standards and morals as a society as a whole has drastically changed.
The sexualization of children.
Padded swimsuit tops for 8-year-olds.
Sexualization of children.
Sexting.
Sexualized children.
Push-up bikini top.
Are being exposed to sexualization.
The sexualization of children.
The sexualization.
Sexting.
Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I'm sexy and I know it.
Eating disorders.
I really want to lose 3 pounds.
Anorexia. Bulimia. Killing themselves to be thin. Low self-esteem. To a culture that's obsessed with a perfect body. Perfect body. Obsessed with a perfect body.
Is butter a carb?
Yes.
The
child abuse.
There's no way I'm turning back. Now the pain is for pleasure, 'cause nothing can measure. Love is great, love is fine. Out the box, out of line. The affliction of the feeling leaves me wanting more.
The most important thing is that parents start having a dialogue with their children about media and start developing media literacy.
You have to start really truly looking at yourself. Talking to your kids about sex, educating them not only around their bodies, but around sexuality.
Provide age-appropriate sex education.
Information about sex is from entertainment media. It's no longer from their parents. What is acceptable sexual behavior?
The main purpose for this presentation is to raise the level of awareness of this issue
and to find ways to protect our children from marketing exploitation.
We hope you have enjoyed this informative video presented to you by Ashley Webb
and Raquel Pulecio. Thank you.